There's a new marriage scam brewing in India with a Canadian connection. Families are placing newspaper ads looking for young women to marry their sons. The main criteria, the woman must be on track at being accepted into a Canadian university. Here to explain more is Shinder Purewal. He's a former citizenship judge of British Columbia and the Yukon region. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We have a version of one of these ads. I want to put it up for our viewers to get a better sense of, what the ads say. This one says there's a boy of 24 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall, needs girl with IELTS band 7, marriage real or fake, boy's side will pay all expenses. So what is this ad looking for? How does the scam work?
Well, first and foremost, the marriage fraud is nothing new. People want to come to Canada and legally settle here. For the past few years, we've been taking a lot of students, international students, and the law allows them to bring their spouses and, in fact, their children. And once they're here, their spouses have legality to work with work permits, and their children, if they have any, they can go to schools. All of them are covered by Canadian healthcare system and free education in high schools. So it's a pretty good deal for a student who has just done high school and passed the English international exams. And it's quite easy to get admission in Canada because we have a lot of private sector post-secondary institutions. There are almost about 250 here in BC with sort of highest per capita post-secondary institutions in the country. These are very low standards to get in. The only thing they require is if you pass the international English language test. And once a student, he or she has passed a test, and you're looking at $50,000 to $60,000 for 2 years diploma in Canada, these are then the parents who will put an ad to attract a spouse for this student who's heading to Canada. And for the spouse, it's a free entry. The only thing is they're almost paying a dowry of $50,000, $60,000 to the girl or to the boy. Once they're here, eventually both of them will get Canadian residency, permanent legal citizenship.
Some of the concerns seems to be what happens afterwards. Either the university falls through or then they want to get a divorce. What are you seeing there?
There are no stats available at the moment, but you're talking about these people who are 17, 18 when they pass high schools in India, and they're coming to start their first year diploma or degree, mostly diploma in private institutions, but also public. And by the age 21, 22, they are legally settled in Canada. So more likely they're marrying just to come here and be PR and eventually citizens of Canada. And it's easier route, actually. They don't have to do anything. The spouses just tag along with the students.
Some of them are titled as fake marriages, and they can be fake marriages, but some of them are a legal marriage. What does immigration need to be looking at to try and determine when marriage fraud is taking place?
Immigration officials actually know, they've known for so long that these are very, very sort of quick marriages. Once a student gets in Canadian institution, they arrange for a marriage just before coming to Canada. And the law of the land actually allows them to bring their spouses with them, not even wait until they're in Canada. So both the student and their spouses, one gets study permit, the other get work permit. It's very difficult for an immigration officer to determine whether the marriage is legal. So long you have legal documents and there is a cultural ceremony, you have all these pictures, videos, and all kind of witnesses.
Australia has tightened up their rules around this. Do you think Canada needs to do the same?
Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom, they actually have gone through this system. They found there was a lot of fraud and there was a lot of opposition from local groups because international students are replacing some Canadian students in bigger universities. For example, UBC here has almost 1/3 of their population international students. And Canadian students who apply to UBC for admission with same marks, they are pushed to the interior in Okanagan campus, while the international students are here in Vancouver. So the parents would question these issues, these kind of admission standards that we're giving priority to international students. And the fraud really doesn't end there. Once the student is here, after 2 years, they get 3 years work permit along with their spouse. And at this moment, they need a Canadian employer to give them a letter saying they're offering a permanent job. And there was an article in Vancouver Sun this week citing various sources that employers actually sell those letters ranging from $20,000 to $50,000, some even $100,000. So there's a lot of fraud going on in immigration in the name of students.
All right, Mr. Purewal, that's all the time we have for today, but a fascinating story. Thanks for explaining more of it to us.
Thank you.